Hey Web 225, here in chapter 15 for the DPCC textbook, we can change the idea of the color of light and call it white balance, and that is a far more direct way to think about this chapter. Remember that white balance is going to have a pretty big impact on how it is that your image is going to be set tonally. So you can see behind me here, this is on page 254. Snow is a very, very bright scene, but it's very different than sea and sand, which you can see next to it, right? Because one has primarily white. So white is all of the colors as opposed to black, which is none of the colors. That's just another thing from the textbook here. Whereas opposed to where we have sea and sand, sand has yellow and red, which are opposite to white and blue. So sunset, and again, that white balance is going to skew very, very warm at that time. So that is going to have an impact on the white balance setting you are going to choose for your camera. Midday also. Midday really is a challenging time for a camera, because now that we are crushing out the shadows with, the sun, right? So now that the shadows aren't there, that provides a lot of contrasting colors for your image processor, so your camera, to have to deal with. Midday photos also produce a lot of contrasting colors for your audience to have to process. And like we talked about in chapter 14, the more contrasting colors you have, kind of the more physically, so to the eye, and mentally tiring that those images are for your audience to process. So think about, using more monochromatic image, subject types for your images when you're shooting in midday. Chapter 15 here does a pretty good job of, again, slowly taking you through, okay, now that we've taken an image with whatever the Kelvin light setting is that we have, let's go back and compare it to, one more setting down. So can we take that white balance and move it down and see the impact that it has on our images? And those you can see here in chapter 15.